Hello Stanley, I thought I'd take you on a trip with me and I've just signed in. I'm going to be here for 2 nights and I'll show you my hammock when I get it set up, because that was the question that you asked about my hammock, so we'll have a look at that. In the meanwhile, it's 1:30 in the afternoon, it's quite cold, so I need to get moving if I'm going to find somewhere to stop for the night. Okay, it's 25 minutes later. I've just gone about a mile or so, a bit more than a mile. I've just come up the trail you can see behind me, and we are at this cairn here, which marks the trail. Oh, there it is. See that? And we could go that way, down there, or we can go that way, down there. And we're going to go that way, down over there. That's the way we're going to go. There's a little hidden campsite near here that I'd forgotten about and remembered as I was hiking along. I've never stayed here, but I thought I'd show it to you. So let's go and have a look. We're going to go off the trail and see if we can find where it is. It's around here somewhere. I think it's over here. Let's have a look. Go through here. Yeah. Here we go. Looks like it's still being used. Definitely somebody's using it. There we go. Trying to keep the wood dry. And if we carry on through here, I think over here, yes, there we go. There's a trail that leads us to a nice view. And you'll be able to see all the surrounding countryside. There it is. All the surrounding countryside. And we came from somewhere over there. Over there, that's where we came from. About 1.5 miles now. Possibly a bit nearer to 2, I doubt it. I'm not that fast. Hello Stanley. Okay, so we're at the next big trail junction, and this is a decision point because I can go down there and that will take me to the creek, and there'll be water at the creek somewhere. I'll be able to find some. Or I can go to one of my favourite camping sites, which is down there. Where are we? There we are. And I just came from along here, just along there. There's the trail runs along there. So I've just come down there and I'm going to go down there. But where I live in Missouri, there's been a drought for the last year or so, so there may not be any water there. I know where there's a spring, so I may be able to find some water, but if I can't find any water, I may have to go come all the way back here and then down to the creek, which is going to add an extra couple of miles to my trip, and it'll probably be ending in the dark if I have to do that, but we'll see. Well, I'm not at my campsite yet, but this is looking promising. There's some water on the trail here, just down here. And that means there may be water where I want to stop the night, so that's good. We'll find out when we get there in a few minutes. Hello Stanley. So here I am near where I'm going to turn off to go and find my campsite for the night. And I'm lucky there is water. Come with me and I'll show you. Let's go down here. And there's water in the creek. And I met a man once and he said that this was like the footprints of elephant hooves. I don't think it is really elephant footprints, but I think it's a great name, so I call this Elephant Hoofprint Crossing. But yep, there's some water, and we are going to go down that way, right down there, a good 200-300 metres, and I've got a nice little spot that I like to camp in down there. But according to my watch, I've been hiking for an hour and 20 minutes, so that's not too bad. That's 3 miles. We'll be a touch over 3 miles by the time we get to where I'm going to stop for the night. Well, here we are. This is where I'm going to stop for the night. Doesn't look like a lot, but I like it. It's got a nice little table down here. Clear that off, and I've got a nice little table. And there's another table over there. I've got another little table, so I can cook on there. And there's 2 nice trees. This one's a bit bendy, but it'll do the job. And there's another one just there. Let's see if we can get it. Can we get it? Yes, there it is. This one. Got my hiking poles on it. I shall hang my hammock between these 2 trees and get everything sorted out. And where's my hammock? Well, it's behind me. It's all in there. I've got extra clothes in there. My hammock, a tarp to cover over it to keep the rain off. It's not going to be raining, but it's going to be very frosty, so I'm going to put it up to keep the frost off me, or at least try and keep some of the frost off me. It's going to get very cold. And got here before it gets dark. Swing this around. Yes, there we go. You see that? It's only 3:30 in the afternoon, but because we're in big hills, it gets dark quite early. I think it's time for a cup of tea, don't you? Well, that was quick. In fact, no time at all. I thought that it's pointless me talking about making cups of tea and things like that if you don't know how I carry all that stuff. So, here's my pack. There it is. And this has got everything in it. Oh, and you might be wondering about the orange. The orange is because it's hunting season, and I don't want people to mistake me for a deer. So I put a little bit of orange, see? It's a perfectly normal hat. I'm just wearing a orange beanie over the top of it, so that any hunters out here can see me and know that I'm not a deer. So there we go. That's why we got that. And I've also got orange on my pack, so you can see that there. And well, let's have a look and see what we're doing. So this is going to be fun to do one-handed, but we'll give it a try. So first off, let's just get this out. That's something I can spread on the ground so that things don't get very dirty. So let's do that first. Right, that's done. There it is. So let's have a look and see what we've got in here. This stuff here is my cooking. There's all my cooking things in there. I've got a little wood stove so I can use wood and make a little fire and cook on that. And that's my pot in there, which I'll heat my water up. I'll probably see that later. And inside, or on top, there's going to be all sorts of things that I might need on the trail. So we won't get down to... So my schmorg in case I got cold, spare hat in case I got cold, and some gloves in case I got cold. It's currently 44 Fahrenheit, I think that's about 5-6 centigrade. Oh, my wash kit, don't need that at the moment. That's my tarp, that'll hang that up, keep weather off me. All my electronics, so I've got some books in there and a battery charger, things like that, and other spare stuff. My medicines, it's important. Here's all my food. That's food for 3 days. I'll throw that down there. Oh, pair of warm trousers. I'm going to put those on in a minute because otherwise I'll get cold. No, I'm not hiking. And then in there, in here, that's all the things that have to be kept dry, so they're in a separate bag to keep them dry. And I'll put those out. Okay, so puffy jacket to wear on top of the puffy jacket that I'm already wearing, because it's going to get cold. It's going to be about -9, 10 tonight. There's my underquilt. That's a fluffy quilt to go underneath my hammock to keep me warm. And here's my top quilt that'll wrap around me to keep me warm. And oh, my raincoat, in case, my rain jacket, just in case it gets rain, but it's not going to rain, so really that's just to keep the wind off me if it gets windy. Don't need that. Throw that down there. And here's my hammock. There's my hammock. And the only other stuff in there is a pillow. I have a nice little fluffy pillow. Oh, see, put those down there. And then we've just got my spare clothes. Not a lot, just some thermal trousers and thermal trousers, thermal jumper, and some warm socks on a buff. Just to keep buff there. Okay, just to keep warm. So there you go. And that's just about everything that's in there. There's a bunch of stuff in the back there. So the food's all in there. There's some more food in the back here. And that's about it. So there you go. Right, the hammock's up. And here it is. There it is. Oh, goes all the way over there. Let's go back. And of course I didn't give you a proper look around, did I? So this is what it looks like where I am. Down the bottoms there somewhere, I should be able to find some water. There's a little spring down there that I know about, and that will have some water in it. So that'll be good. And if not, I'll have to go back to where we saw the water before and get it from there. But there should be some there. There we go. There's a little bag to keep things in. And I'm in my hammock. Just sitting down. I could lay down if I wanted to. Oh, let's see what we can do. There we go. Not sorted out yet though. It's still got to have its underquilt, and my other quilt's got to be up, getting it ready, fluffing up, ready for the night. I want to get that done, and I still not had my cup of tea. In fact, I'm going to have a cup of hot chocolate. I think that'd be much better. But I've got some snacks because I've got a Snickers. And have you ever had a banana Kit Kat? Never had a banana Kit Kat, so we'll give it a try. See what it's like. Probably tastes like bananas. Hello again. I've changed hats. I need something to keep my ears warm. My nose is cold as well. I've still not had my cup of cocoa, but actually I'm going to have a cup of tea. But behind me, the hammock's all set up, and my tarp is all set up, so that should keep the frost off me overnight, hopefully. There's my nice little warm nest, nice and cosy. Big fluffy downy niceness there, and big fluffy downy niceness just here too. There it is. There it is. So let's make that cup of tea. Let's see how we get on. There it is. Little washcloth. There's fire starters in there for if I want to start a fire. I'll use my wooden stove. There they are. But all I need is this. That's my little alcohol stove. Uses stuff to put in there. So let's go and get that. Right, So I put some fuel in the stove. Now we just got to there it goes. I've already put some water in the pot. There we go. Let's put the lid on that. And wrap it up and then they'll be ready to go. There you are. It's got its little wind screen on it now to keep the wind off it, stop it blowing out. After I have my cup of tea, I'm going to finish clearing up and may even have some lunch. It's 4 o'clock, way past time for lunch, so I think I'll have some lunch and sit down, read a book. I've got some more chores to do. I've got to go and get water from the creek, go try and find some water. And my food bag I have to hang up in the tree to stop the animals coming and eating it. So I've got to go and find a nice tree that I can hang that bag from. There's lots around because I don't want the raccoons stealing my food. I don't want anybody else coming along trying to steal it either. Good morning. Well, it didn't get as cold last night as it was supposed to, but it was quite cold. It was a little bit frosty. Oh. There's some frost on my tarp, so that's good. That's why I put that up, so it stopped the frost coming on me. Okay, let's go and see if my food's still where I left it. Ah, good. My food is where I left it, so time to collect it. There it is. Right, so I'm going to get that down from up there, put it away, go back to camp and start making definitely a cup of hot chocolate. Right, so I'm back at camp and I'm just about to make my cup of cocoa, hot chocolate, and thought I'd show you my food for the day. So here it is. So this is going to be breakfast. Just add water to that and that's it. Then I've got my trail snacks here, a couple of Snickers bars and some almonds and some M&Ms. Lunch, just some noodles. I've got some bacon, that'd be nice. And I've also got some summer sausage. So that's it, that's my food for the day, apart from dinner. Dinner's still in the bag. And down here I've got my coffee and hot chocolate, and I'm going to mix coffee and hot chocolate. And there's also some tea bags around here somewhere. So there you go, that's it, that's my food for the day. Well, I spent my morning lollygagging around, watching the squirrels chase each other, listening to the woodpeckers, listening to the silence when there was some, and now it's quite late, nearly 12:30, so time for me to get on. I'm going to do another 3-mile hike. I've got another place that I like to camp, and that's where I'm going. So I've been hiking about 20 minutes now, so probably gone about a mile. I just came from down that way, down there, and where I can, marking a trail junction. Oh, I've got a photograph of Laney at this cairn, so sitting there. We could go that way, but we're not. We're going to go that way, down there. Another couple of miles, 2.5 miles, and we will be at where I'm stopping for the day. So only a very short hike, same as yesterday, but it means there's going to be a 6-mile hike back to the car on Thursday. Hello, I've been hiking for about 35 minutes now, and I've come to the next trail junction, the Devil's Den West Junction, which is Just there. I don't know if you can make out that cairn. Yeah. Well, we're not going that way. Oh, the sun's in your eyes a bit. The trail itself goes up there. Right, so I've been hiking about an hour now, so done nearly 3 miles, so I'm getting near to where I'm going, and I'm at a place where I know there's a nice lookout which will give you a nice view. And by the way, it's been getting hot. It's about 50 degrees up on here, so I had to get rid of my jacket, and it's very sunny, so I've got to put my sunnies on as well. But the trail is very difficult to find here. The trail disappears. Now let me just show you. So that's looking ahead. That's looking back. And the trail itself disappears down here. Goes into these bushes here. It's very difficult to see. But I'm going to walk along here and take you to a place where you can see all the surrounding countryside. Oh my, it's pretty up here. Oh, I wish I brought my other camera. Well, that was worth the extra walk, and I wish I brought my other camera so I could get a real picture of it. But it's wonderful. Okay, so Stanley, you're not the only one who can be styling with the shades and the hats. And I've just had a little bit of lunch, just stopped for something to eat, and I'm going to carry on. Should be 30 minutes and I ought to be where I'm going to camp for the night. And the first thing I would do is check for water, because if there is no water, I've got to find somebody here. I've got to find somewhere else to stop. There's a place nearby that's got 3 springs, so hopefully at least one of those will be working. So we'll have a look. Okay, so we've got to a point where I need to leave the trail. The trail runs, well, the way I've just come in is behind you, in front of me, there it is, and the trail goes along there, down there somewhere, yeah, over there. Don't know if you can see that. The sun is very bright. It's going that way. All these trails used to be roads that the local people that lived here used. So they're all old roads. They weren't proper roads like you're used to and I'm used to, but they're tracks in the wilderness. And a lot of them haven't been turned into trails, so they're still there if you know where to find them. And that's where we're about to go. I'm about to go off on a little side road, an old farm road, that leads off to where I'm going to camp tonight. And I've also got to go about a quarter of a mile off the trail. So believe it or not, behind me now, that used to be a road where wagons would go along here to the people. So I'm going to go along there. When I get to the point where I leave this little road, I'll talk to you again. Here, so just a couple of seconds later, but you can see the road that used to be a lot more clearly here. It runs along there. Well, according to my GPS, this is where I leave the track, and it goes that way, and it goes that way, into the sun, horrid. And I've got 0.2 miles, so just under a quarter of a mile to hack my way through this stuff here, and I know what to look for on my compass, so I'll set where I'm going on my compass and we'll just head off in that direction until we find it. And that's the direction I've got to go, so there's no trail. Right, I've got down to the bottom and there is a tiny weeny little bit of water down here, so we're going to be okay to stay for the night, so that's good. And let me show you the water. So there's the spring is actually up there, and here's the only little bit of water I can find. So not a lot, but that's going to be enough for me for tonight. Back again, while I'm standing around waiting, I thought I'd show you the water filter. So this is how I collect my water. I scoop water into this big bag here that holds 2 litres, and then there's a water filter just there, and that filters it, and then it goes into there. And when it's finished filling up, I add some bleach to the water to clean it, just in case there's anything in there that the filter hasn't filtered out, and that makes it clean, so it's ready for use. There's a 200-foot climb up there. I'm camped up there 200-300 metres away, and I've got to go up a couple hundred feet to get to it. So, did you notice something about my hat? The orange bit has disappeared. So I looked back at the videos and found out that it must be on the farm road between here and the trail. So tomorrow when I go back, I should be able to pick it up. Obviously some branch caught it and took it off. Camp's all set up. There we go. There it is. All set up. Bags over there. And I've got a little cooking place here. And I've got my chair out because I'm not on the side of a hill, so I can sit and do my cooking. Hello again. So here I am sitting down in my chair. The sun's going down, it's 5 o'clock-ish, and we have the water's getting ready for my tea and my lunch. So I can have a cup of tea and eat my lunch all in one go. And today we've got a 6-mile hike back to the car and then the drive home. That's going to be fun. Probably not. Okay, it's cold, it's grey, there's not a lot going on. I'm not going to sit waiting for the sun to come out, so I think it's time to head off, see if I can find my missing hat. Well, I'm back on the farm road and I've been walking along it a couple of minutes, and I wonder if you can see what I can see. Oh, let's zoom in a little. And again. Oh, that was my hiking pole falling over. So what's that on the ground over there? That looks very much like my hat. Oh, remember what I said about people living here? I just got back to the trail and I've got my titfa. Needs sorting out a bit. Look. That'll do. That'll do for anyone I meet on the trail. So anyway, I got back on the trail. Remember I was saying that how people used to live here? Well, here's some very good evidence of that. Here we have a barbed wire fence, which is just off the trail, and I noticed it. Can you see that? There it is. Well, I've just got past the Devil's Den junction, and look, the sun is starting to come out. Right, let's see if you recognise where we are. Coming along here, and what do you see? Oh. Bit of ice in there. Still cold. The sun's not really come out. I ought to put my jacket back on, and I may do. I'm going to stop and have some food. But where are we? elephant hoof print crossing, and that's where we are. So that's 3 miles, a tad over 3 miles gone, and a tad over 3 miles to go, so about halfway. It is just after 1:30. That's not too bad. That's good. Be back home plenty early then. Okay, right, well, I'm going to cross these elephant hoofs. Here we go. Right, now for something to eat, and then on with the last bit of the hike, and that is all uphill. Ugh. Okay, so I just wanted to show you this. This stuff is called deer moss. It's very it's just lays on the ground. There it is. You see it all over the Ozarks, but I don't think I'd pointed it out. And there's some ordinary moss over here. Isn't that lovely green? Okay, that's enough botany for one day. Hello, it's 3:30 and I'm back at the trailhead. There we go. I've just signed out. Now all I've got to do is drive the hour and a quarter-ish, 58 miles home, and I'll be done for the day. So hope you enjoyed this. Now I'm going to get on. Bye bye.